actually live.
Button like
Everybody,
that,
hold
you
on,
can
let
go
me.
live.
I just hit the live. We're live. I swear to goodness, I don't know how many people come on. Because remember,
Tina and Rimbo together. She's teaching me everything about YouTube Live.
I'm trying, everybody. We don't got anybody yet. Remember, we done blocked everybody. We blocked all the.
I just got a notification. Watch live now, Tina M Wright.
We're live, everybody.
I'm already doing it.
We're live, and I'm telling you, Kev, let's see how this goes. Because just like I said, we'll see.
My views slowed way down.
That means nobody believes me when I tell you. You don't. Hi, whoever's on with us. Hi. We have a person on with us. Hi, everybody. Just came on. Kevin and I just came on to say hi to everybody. And we have one lonely dove. That's you.
I just said hi. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I see.
You said there was somebody on, so I said hi.
Oh my God. Kevin's on. Kevin's on it in person. How does that work? How are you on? You're on a different device.
No, I'm only using my phone.
Well, then how are you on and then saying hi?
All on my phone. I have a real good, nice phone called Apple. So smart.
Well, my phone was, I mean, maybe I don't know how to do that, but.
You got a thumbs up. I didn't give Marcel, this thing a thumbs up yet.
Didn't you? Well, you should.
My tablet's just sitting here playing music.
Kev, don't take that off there. Take it off there. No music, because then it'll mess my thing up, my monetization. No, even though somebody's already messed my channel up. But look at it, Kev's art. Show me your art, Kev. We're going to be painting art tonight, everybody. So whoever's going to be on, we are going to be painting the Ashmere. We're just taking a break just to say hi to everybody, whoever wants to listen.
And being silly.
Going Ashmere. I swear, it is just, let's do the background shuffle for everybody. Let's do the background swivel. Kev, don't be, what is that, what is that? Stop putting that, no, don't put that on, no, Kev, don't put that stuff on.
Constant news.
Look at this. Put my painting back here.
Oh, that's cool.
What else do you want to see? Hi, everybody. We got 7 people on now. Hi,
7
everybody.
people and no thumbs up. What's up with that?
Hi,
Come on, everybody.
Leonardo. How's son?
Hit the thumbs up button.
Okay. Son says unemployed and poverty is world big subject. Every need, name, fame, money. It's all about the money. It's all about the bling, 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 bling. Oh my God. Hi, everybody. We got 14 hanging, Kev. Nobody. Come on, everybody. Hit that thumbs up for us. We love this.
I can do a thumbs up.
Come on. We need a thumbs up, everybody. Hi, Leonardo. How are you?
Leonardo.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're new. Hey, tonight, everyone, I will be doing the tap art. I'll come on at 8, maybe 7:30 to move around the time a little bit. But I'm just here charging the battery right now, talking to Kevin. We thought we'll hit that live. We'll hit that live. So
I'm just here being the beauty babe.
And he's just here just with the beauty babe. And well, thank you everybody for coming on. Don't forget to hit the boys. Gee whiz, yeah, the boys. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we'll be on tonight. And I'm just sitting here. Let me grab a brush.
Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. 7 people, it's easy. Doesn't cost anything. Hit that thumbs up. Come on, let me see it.
Hit the oh my god.
What do
See,
I gotta do? Go
okay,
on my other device and give myself a thumbs up? Come on, people.
I
Let's
haven't
do
turned my
this.
other devices on. I'm
I'm
serious.
going on right now.
Everything needs charged.
I'm going on right now. Where's Rambo?
Thank you, Leonardo. Thank you. Where's
Random.
Rambo at? I thought Rambo was coming.
The heck? Where's Rambo?
Where was it now? Come on, everybody. Just hang on with us. We're just having fun right now. I'm not on doing anything. Look, hold on a sec. Rambo.
Oh, there she is,
Okay,
the
this
Tina
is my
Intuitive Beauty Babe.
look.
All
This
right,
is. Do you like this,
Rambo's
everybody?
on.
This is my lap board, and I, honest to gosh, love this painting so much. Kev, look. And look at this. Does everybody love this? Look. You can do these brush lines in her. Look at that. Brush, brush. I want to see ya. Brush, brush. I love this. This is how this piece of art came out live when I was just doing the Ashmere. What the heck is going on? And then look at this. And then like 2 weeks after that, guess what I tapped out on an album? Thank you. Look at this. So 2 weeks after that, what is the likelihood of me? I tapped out this Euphoria piece that looks just like this. These are I love these two. Kev, come on. Look. I didn't high shine, but look at that. I love this. Or something. And then I tapped
That's
this
really
out.
nice.
Oh, I can't wait to put them side by side on a wall.
That's
But
like a collection.
I love this. This is gonna, you know what, Kev? I'll put this. This is my wall. This goes on my wall. But I love this brush. But I just I brushed this out and tapped this out live. I think I done this. Everybody, did I do this with my fingers? Did anybody watch this when I done the Ashmere with my fingers? I swear this is the one I actually made with my fingers, and it turned out really wild. I love that brush, brush. Oh my, seriously. But we're just sitting here. I'm hugging the wall socket because everyone, I got to get a good charge for later on to make a video. So I'm serious. We'll be back later on at once I'm all charged up. I'm all look at this one from the other night. And this one, look. I reworked this one a little bit. How does that look?
Looks good.
That is cool. Wouldn't that look good as a tattoo?
It looks, yeah, it's a good tattoo, but it looks like a dragon of some kind in the middle with fire around it.
I love it. Let me turn it a little bit.
Wow.
Doesn't that look like an alien like this? Look.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I didn't go get shine yet. I will because I got the pieces. Remember those pieces from the other day? They look awesome, everybody. No. A teacher only on here of the art. But I love teaching all of you how to do the Ashmere. Yes, that's what I gotta get. Get the clear everyone the gloss to go over that stuff. I could show you some pieces of my art. Oh, while we're on, should I show them some of my pieces, Kev?
I would.
I would, right? Hold on a minute. And everybody, my online store will be back up and running. It's just down for a bit. Look at this. This is one of the ones I done offline the other day when I was sitting and waiting for my phone to charge. Isn't this neat? I love that. And here's the beauty of my art, Kev. Look, did you ever turn your art like different ways to see how it looks?
It's pretty cool.
I love that because my art, like all different ways, it tells a story. This guy here is still holding up, and I didn't even high shine this. Hold on a minute. This is from. Look at this. This one here is from the other night. Do you remember the other night when I tapped out this one here, Kev? You like this one. I didn't want to put oil on it because I wanted to preserve the picture. Do you think I should put oil in it? Or do you think I should wait for my high shine? Remember that one?
Yeah, wait for the high shine.
Do you think I should wait for the high shine?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess this one up. I want to give this to you, Kev, to put on your art wall.
Wow, that would be cool.
Yeah, because remember, you like this one, right?
A lot of them I like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like them all.
I hope so. Oh, Kev. And then this one here, look, is we'll be doing art tonight. Who's gonna be on, everyone, doing art with me? Look, Kev, this one here was the one from the other night. Now, see,
Mm-hmm.
when here's the guy's face. Remember? We saw that you were on. Yes, look. That is still holding good. And it's not even high shined or nothing. And I was, yes. So we're going to really work it over tonight and see what we can come up with. Really good stuff. We're gonna really work it over tonight, everybody. So just stay tuned. I know this channel is taking a lot of hits, everybody, but we're good, right, Kev?
Yeah, great.
We're doing good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and everything. But look what I did, Kev, to spice up my tap tools. Look at this, everyone, because I'm all about the spice. Look, I put some of the little crystals with her, because that way I can guide it, like when I'm tapping it. I got the notches. Look at that. You know what I mean? Let me get something. Let me get an album. Let me get a board. Oh, so hold on a minute. I got this. Look at that. So this album will be ready. I'll scratch this one up a while because it already has a couple scratches on, but just like I said, everyone, if you're doing an album, scratch on side 2, because side 1 is where the top maybe 10 music was of that artist. It's on the first side. And so you want to scratch the second side of the album, because guess what? You can actually play the album. Um, you can actually, this is playable art. So if you scratch whatever side that you like, you scratch the side that is not the music that you like, and then the other side you can play it. So if the art's on here, it's already dried and high shined, you can actually play this on the Victrola. You can still play it. So it's playable art. Charlie B said that, Tina, isn't your art playable art? And I'm like, actually, it is playable art. Because, you're not, you think about it, everyone, you're putting it down in the hole here. This art isn't getting messed up when it's laying on there playing. So all of my art, you can just take it off your wall and play it. So you can have the art right like that and lay it on there and just play it.
How do you choose what side you want to do your artwork on?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know. I do it on side 2, but you just don't. I don't know. I am woman, hear me roar. This is Helen Reddy, and this is I am woman, hear me roar.
Is
Okay,
that side 1?
that's the side 1. See
That's
what I mean,
probably got
everybody?
her hits on it then.
This has all of her hits on. Now,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Um, Tom's Music Trade right here in Red Lion, Pennsylvania, gave me all these. And guess what? There was a lot of them that had no scratches on them. I even had to take them out of the package, and I almost cried. I literally actually cried at some of them because there was no scratches on them. And for me to do the art, I had to scratch them up. Helen Redding here, to be honest with you, she has no scratches on her, and I feel so sad. So what I'm going to do is, what do you think, everyone, I should do with the covers of the albums? Because I threw a lot of covers out, but I want to pay homage to the artist. So let me show you some of the covers that I have. Hold on a second. Let me show you some of the covers. Hold on, everybody. Okay. I gotta grab you some of the covers. Okay, hold on a second, everyone. Kev's not even there. Ugh. Okay, everyone, Kev's not there, or he's hiding his face or something. I don't know. But I want to show you some of the ones that actually have covers. Like, say, for instance, everyone, look at this one. here's all the Beatles ones. I put them in here because I'm thinking, okay, am I going to scratch the Beatles up or should we keep them? So here's some of the covers that you can do. Look at this. I'll sit here. Hold on, everyone. I'm not in this, I'm not even at the, but here's the one, like, and some of this is so, like, some of these are old school. This is the Oak Ridge Boys. And I remember my aunt, I think they might be already scratched up or they're in the scratch pile. But look at this, everyone. This is an old school album cover. The Oak Ridge Boys are on the scratching block for art. But I feel so sad because, like, this is the beautiful cover of the Oak Ridge Boys. This is their album cover. And I feel so sad scratching all of this up. Look at this. See that? So I'm trying to figure out what I can utilize these album covers with. So when somebody buys an album, hi, Richard, do I just put the art into the cover of the album that it was made, the art, right? There you go. But some of the art is already, I just don't even know, some of those covers are already gone. How is Richard doing? And so this one here, Helen Reddy, this one is actually hers. I am woman, hear me roar. I think I'm going to keep this one because, us women, we are strong and powerful, right? And so, Helen Reddy, I'm going to spare you, girl. We are women. And here's her cover. It's just so beautiful. Look at her back in the day. Beautiful, lovely woman. I'll give that. And so once I get my Victrola out, I wish I can play some of this on here, but this is her original, like, thing. See, it's so old. The cover part is so old, but I'm gonna stick her back in, and we're not gonna scratch Helen Redding up. Richard, right? Richard, I can show you album covers that are so intriguing. And maybe that would be the Knights Ashmere, is when we pay homage to all of the artists. And I'm going to show you. I'm just sitting here and I'm not in tap mode right now, but I will tonight. I'm just hovering. Kev got off, but I was just hovering by the thing. I'm charging my battery up. I'm sorry. That's why I'm in this spot like that. But just like I said, the album covers, here's Billy Ocean. Remember I scratched Billy Ocean up the other night? So to pay homage to Billy Ocean, I'm going to put when somebody buys that album, this will go back in. But I love the covers so much. They are honestly a work of art in with themselves. I love the fact that the covers are just, you can't go wrong with the album and its covers. And just like I said, hold on, everybody. Sorry. I wasn't prepared to do all this, but just talking. And then here's another lady, everyone. This is Olivia Newton-John. I did scratch her up, but look at her cover. Look at Olivia Newton-John when she was younger. Yes. And I cried when I scratched Billy Ocean up. I'm like, man, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And I hate that when I see albums that I'm like, God, I there's nothing, I don't want to scratch that, right? But so here's Olivia Newton-John. So what I think I'm gonna do is when somebody gets that piece of art, I'm gonna put it. This could be their like bag, because they can just put the art right into where it's paying homage to the artist. Now, a lot of them I did throw out because I was just wondering what to do with them and didn't have enough space. But so here's some that I want to show you all. And we have we had Bette Midler. I think she went to the Art Heaven, I think. So, just within itself, all of them are so beautiful and so lovely. And so this one here, everybody, I never opened this. I even got new ones. There were so many new ones that nobody had ever opened before. Like this one here. the Rubinos. Did anybody ever hear of the Rubinos? Kev's gone. I don't know where he went. Did anybody ever hear of the Rubinos? The Rubino brothers. Thank you, Richard. Well, this one here has never been opened. So the Rubino brothers, it's party of two. It says 5-cut mini LP. I don't know what we're going to do with this. If we're going to scratch this up right live and make the beautiful art out of it, we'll figure out what we're going to do. But there's so many. And the Beatles. I do have the Beatles, everyone, you know? And so we'll see what's going on. We have these guys went to Art Heaven right here also. But what do you think we should do with the covers, everyone? Come on, yous are all my YouTubers. I love yous all. Richard's the only one commenting. I love it, Richard. I love every gender of every kind of music, whether it's rock and roll, country, rap. It's all art, music. When you think about music, everybody, there is no racial line. That's what I love about music. There is never a racial line. It's only if you make it a racial line, right? Because music, when it hits your soul, it doesn't matter if it's rap, rock and roll, country, symphony. When it hits your soul, it hits your soul. And you could be of all races, creed, and color. So that's the thing about music is it's there is no color line because it hits your soul and it grips you and it grips your feelings. And it's like my art, everyone, right? It's like music is like my art. When it grips your soul, it hits you right there. Here's Billy Falcon, and he's falcon around. And he went to Art Heaven also. So, I mean, does anybody ever remember any of these artists? And do you remember when back in the day, look on the albums, some of the albums had the lyrics to the song. So when do you remember that? I remember as a young girl, my friend, she would have her albums on, and we would go by John Cougar Mellencamp, and we would be listening to the lyrics. And right here, remember the lyrics were on the back of the cover. Some of the cover, you see the lyrics. Well, here he has the lyrics to all his music on the back, so you knew what was being sung. So that's pretty cool. I think the appreciation. So what I recommend everyone to do is when you have albums, and even with the ones that are scratched up, always make art out of those. But guess what? The cover, make a cover wall, or just sit them on the table as a books. You know how you have those coffee table books? Well, guess what? I recommend that you set the album covers down on the coffee table as album cover like books, right? Because and then people can just look through the album covers, and it's like looking through a book, but only their albums. This one here is the Beatles, and when I got all of this, I got some of these with a lady that was setting up her stand. And this one here, the Beatles, it did not have it didn't have it just came in the sleeve, because she was selling a whole bunch of all mismatched. So yes. So this one was the one that the Beatles that didn't have a cover to it. But this is, I'm gonna hold your hand and everything. I'm not gonna scratch this one up. It did come in this. So hey, look at that, right? I think it came in that. But there's some that are just so precious, right? That it's like you just gotta sit and think about it. Now this one, I don't even know who this is. Did anybody ever hear of the Micus Theodoric music, the original soundtrack recording? And then this is the Z, everybody. The Z. I don't even know who so this is pretty cool. I guess it could be symphony or anything. Does anybody know what this type of music is here? And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, everybody. I love you, YouTube. Thank you. Come a long way on YouTube, right? So that's pretty cool. And then here is the back. And you can see how old school the people dressed back in the day. Look at that. And that old school swing is coming back, everyone. That old school tenacity is coming back. And I love it. The album is in here. Look at this. This is what it came in. So that's how it came. Columbia Masterworks. And so there's nothing wrong with that. There wasn't a lot wrong with any of them. It's just that they went to art heaven, and that's how it was. But I think it's beautiful when you can sit and look at the music and everything, right? And I don't care who's on or not on. I'm still talking. But I think that's the beauty of the albums, when you can sit and look at the covers and go, wow, you know, that's a masterpiece right there, right? Because those artists put their heart and soul into making that music, whatever it is, the symphony. I actually did have The Cure, Richard. I did. Yeah, I was somewhere around there. Unless I threw like a couple, about 100 of them out because I didn't know what I was going to do. And then after I threw them out, I cried. I'm like, no, I shouldn't have done that, right? But so that I'll have to look through it and I can send it to you. I even have old school ones that Tom had given me, and they were actually old school Walt Disney classics like this. And they were really, really old. Charlie B actually looked some of them up for me, and I will show you some old school classic albums that were children's albums back in the day. Charlie B looked up some of them for me, and you would not believe it. Some of them were $50, some of them were $70. Now, in this day and age, who knows? But these are original stuff. Look at this. And so I kept out some of the original um things from Disney just so people can see them, how old they are. I want to show you that because you wouldn't even believe how old the characters looked, like, you know, and versus the characters of today, right? And then here's another one. Here's another one, everyone. This didn't go to Art Heaven yet. It's still in here. This is a children's Woody Guthrie. This is children's songs. Some of these were dating back into the 60s. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this man, but he makes children's songs, and there was quite a few old antique children's songs, and it's really, really interesting. I mean, you got to see what I'm going to show you in the children's songs because I did not throw them away. I didn't throw them away. And I opened up this, and these guys went to. I opened the package and I scratched. These guys, Loverboy, went to Art Heaven, but the album cover is so cool, right? Seriously, you can't make that shit up, Loverboy. Listen, come on. It's absolutely so totally cool. But I wanted to show you something. So in with all the stuff, I don't know if this is the stuff that Tom gave me from all the stuff that went through, or if these are things that I got from that lady that had her stand beside mine that was selling a whole bunch of albums and stuff that just. But look at this, everyone. So these are the Beatles. Yeah, right, Richard. So here's the Beatles. I put them in here because I'll be honest with you. These are the original album covers and of the Beatles. And these, no, the Monkees. I'm sorry. These are the original covers and stuff. So I thought I would just preserve them because, hey, someday back in the day, maybe, Tom says, oh, they ain't worth nothing. Ain't nobody worried about that. But there's probably people that do like the Monkees that really would appreciate something like that. So let's look at the Monkees really quick. And I'm going to sit up a little bit. Ooh, I'm just sitting on my pillows, everybody. Sorry. with my art around it. I was talking to Kev. Okay, so remember how I used to do this? Like, and just talk to all of you. Do you remember that, Richard? I think you were one of the old schoolers, one of my old school people, right? Richard's one of my old, I think one of my old school. Okay, so here's one from the Monkees. This is an original cover, everybody. This is actually an original. It's, I know, nobody cares, but this is an original from the Monkees. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. People say we're monkeying around, right? We're too busy singing to put anybody down. Right? They're too busy singing to put anybody down, right? Like it seems so. So here is this one. It's not scratched at all. And this is the Monkees one. It is not scratched at all. Side one has the Monkees. And then, yeah, see? And everybody on YouTube, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like. I greatly appreciate it. And just like I said, I'm not letting negative energy get my channel down, nor me anymore. So, ain't happening. So look at that. That one's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to scratch that one up because I just wanted to pay homage to them. And then here's another Monkees, the birds and the bees and the monkeys. Do you remember this one, anybody? Does anybody remember this one? Come on, who's coming on to remember this? Or doesn't anyone remember this? And this was produced by the Monkees themselves. And this was, they produced this one. It was produced by the Monkees back in, hold on a second. Let me see where the date on here is. It says 1968 copyright. That's when I was born, everybody. The copyright is 1968 on the bottom of here. That's when I was born, but I think this, I don't know when this came out, but look. So this one here is in impeccable condition. And so is the album cover itself for, this was looked like it was hardly ever never played. And that's the Monkees, yeah. The Monkees, yes. So I'm gonna put that in here and so exactly. And then we have the greatest, let's see, this is Peter, Paul, and Mary. Does anybody remember Peter, Paul, and Mary? This is a really good one. They were really, really popular back in the day. They were very, very, very popular. And their story actually is on the back of their album cover. Yes, definitely. And do you remember when the albums had a serial number up here? And that's how you knew that it was original, everyone, because the albums had that serial number stamp. And then it came in this. So Peter, Paul, and Mary is preserved pretty well. It looks like it was never played. And I think this go, maybe it could just go on the yes. Do you remember that, Richard, where the serial number? Now, I don't know how the albums are anymore, if they have that old school serial number on there to let you know what, the date and everything, to look that up. But that's what they did back in the day. They had those serial numbers on the album covers. And they had the lyrics. I mean, so that is neat. So when you want to look up an album, and I guess you want to see if it's original, it'll say recorded, and it'll have like, this is 1507. Okay. And then right here is the greatest of all, Guess Who. Do you remember the Guess Who guys? Here is their album. The album covers, just like Richard said, are art within itself. I mean, some of these album covers were so absolutely intriguing and so beautiful. I could not even believe it. Album covers tell the biggest stories. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? He's like squirting beer or wine right in his head. Look at that. but that's the greatest hits. I wonder how these guys, if they're still living or what. The greatest of the Guess Who, right? And so right here is what it came in. This thing here. And let's see what kind of shape this is in, because I didn't even see it. Looks like it's in pretty good shape, everybody. So, you know, there's some things that I'm just kind of wondering, should I really do that? They'll go to art heaven, album heaven at some point in time. But I just think it's really, really cool to look at some of the stuff, see the old school album stuff, right? And put it in the album art pile. But yes, that's, and then I have how are you doing, Richard? We don't want no scrubs on here. Oh my god. So that is that. And then everybody, tonight I'll be later on today, once I get fully charged, I will be back and we'll be tapping it out tonight. I don't care who comes on, who don't come on. Listen. And just like I said, there's Peter, Paul, and Mary. But I mean, I love the album covers. Don't you, everyone? I mean, I have some album covers that, my goodness. And then I'll show you some albums that actually have like a whole story. It's a symphony. It's like a love symphony story. So one moment, and then here we have Dan Fogarty. Which, do you remember we did an Ashmere with Dan Fogarty? Remember we done an Ashmere with this? Does anybody remember me doing an Ashmere with Dan Fogarty, where I laid it down and I rubbed it to pay homage? We opened it up. Do you remember that? Did anybody watch the Dan Fogarty Ashmere? It was awesome, right? It was really, really interesting. If you had came on and watched the Dan Fogarty Ashmere, it was, people watched, I think 1,000 people watched that video. It was so interesting. I pulled the album out. I showed everybody. I'm going to surprise you with a different Ashmere. Look at this, everyone. Now here. These, I love these. Now this is symphony stuff, right? And so this one here, everybody, do you remember me doing the one symphony? And people loved that awesome, where we did the Ashmere album to pay homage. Okay, well, this one here is symphony, and this one probably might be the next one. We didn't do this one yet, but look at how beautiful the symphony rolls out their albums. Look at this. Remember this, like they have a whole book. They have a whole series. Do you remember the Ashmere with this one part of this where I showed you the pages and then I opened them up? Does anybody remember that Ashmere? Where this might have been the first one. Do you remember that? And where I just brazenly went through the pages and showed you the different things. This is actually a symphony one. Does anybody remember that Ashmere? Come on now, everyone. If you remember, send me a heart or send me the peace sign. That's the best sign ever in this earth, right? This is like, send me the peace sign. Don't send me a heart, send me the peace sign, the best sign ever on the earth. But if anybody can remember this really, really, really soothing Ashmere, where we paid homage to the symphony, and it was absolutely amazing. Remember, I showed you the beautiful art in the book of the symphony that told the story. Kev is there. Yes, thank you, Kev. Yes, thank you, Kev. Do you remember that? Thank you, Richard. And do you remember I skimmed through and showed you the symphony playbook? Do you remember? And so when you get these beautiful symphony ones, I can't scratch these up, everybody. This is so beautiful. The story never ends. I'm going to do another symphony Ashmere. This is beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. And then I skimmed through. And not only did I skim through and show you the plan, right, Richard? Do you remember that, honey? Do you remember I showed you the plan? Not only did I skim through and show you the playbook of the symphony, I actually showed you. It's a London fur. Did anybody ever? Did you come on and watch that one? And remember, I gently picked the album up. Who is this? Do you remember? I gently picked that up, and it's the symbol of the sound progress. I've never played this. I would love to play this just to hear what this sounds like. It says the symbol of the sound of progress, everybody. So I don't know, has anybody ever heard this before? I'm sure, Kev. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to scratch this up. Now, this was the one I done the Ashmere on. I think about 1,000 people wrote it out to see that. So there's a lady that she is over there, and I'm going to do hers next. But do you remember it comes with this one? And then the story did not end there. It came with that one. And then it just kept going on from there. And then it has like 4 albums to it, the symphony. And it was those people. Do you remember that? And it's the full frequency range process recordings. So I don't know if it's them warming up. I don't know what if it's it, but it's in that booklet. Look at that. So I'm going to show you something else from the symphony while I'm just sitting here chilling until tonight. Thank you for watching, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, my loves. I know, Kev, I think it's probably like really amazing. And I'm going to show you something else along with that. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I'm going to show you something else that is attached to that. So here is what I think is something attached to it. And so this lady here, she must be in the symphony with these fellas here, because here is her her book. Now this is how it came. Her cover was a little bit more beat up. Hold on, everybody. Tilt the camera down. Her cat, but look at this, everyone. She has the same kind of style. It's from, I think, the same company. Yes, it's from the same company that London. So I would love to hear this. Her music comes with a whole playbook also. Let's see what's going on inside of hers, because I didn't look inside to actually see what's inside of hers. So here it comes, the guys are there too with her. Now she is on the cover, but apparently her band is in here. I can't see her face because, you know, it's all roughed up. But here is what her book looks like. So here's like, it's like the wording and the different things, or tells a story about each person. It's really interesting. I love that. And it just gives this, like, I guess what they're singing about, or what they're doing their playlist about. It's beautiful. It really is. The symphony is incredible. Look at this, everyone. You got, it's like a book you're reading, but it's the notes of the symphony. And so we got some beautiful pictures. We got side 1. We got the notes and the wording. It's very fascinating. And then we got the pictures right here, the old school pictures. Yes, thank you, Richard. Look at that. Of where I guess it all took place. And it's really, really interesting. I mean, I know we hear the modern music, but there's nothing like these old school symphony, everyone. And look at the music notes. Now this is the whole nonchalant of with the songs, the wording of the songs, so you can sing along with the opera. I just found that so fascinating and so beautiful, right? That each, look at that. So when you're listening to that music, you can actually read along of what they're saying. Can anybody understand that? Can anybody understand that symphony right there? That's incredible, isn't it? That's really, it's honestly neat at each person's part of the music. But what I found fascinating was, look, with that though, only comes, I think, 2 albums. Look at this. So you gotta understand that's, oh, it says in 1949. Everybody, look at this. The symbol of sound progress. 1949. Everybody, come on with this. Look at that. And look how beautiful the sounds and the symbols. And it says British patent, and it says made in England 047. Everybody, come on now. This is how impeccable this was packed. Look at this. There's no scratches on this. And it is beautiful. And they made it, the albums. Now I know the cheap albums from working with albums and making the album art. Guess what? There is cheap albums that are so thin, okay? So thin and like flimsy. You hardly run across them, but you do. They're so flimsy. And then you know the people that put their heart and souls into their albums, because guess what? They're really, really heavy. And you can tell this is a well-made album. This is the heaviest albums I've ever felt in my life. This is like lifting up a weight. These people rolled out their album. It's impeccable. It's so heavy. It's not cheap quality. I see so many albums that are cheap quality, not the symphonies albums, not these albums. The different qualities in the albums are absolutely impeccable. When you so like an album like this is the symphony. Look how this is very, very heavy. This is like lifting up a weight. This is probably like the heaviest album I've ever felt. That is how heavy, and look at the thickness on here of the album. Now that's when you can tell an album is high quality made, when it's like that. So the symphony ones, there was some other artists that their albums were high quality, and then there were some that were so dirt cheap that just scratching it a little bit could put a hole in it. So you can tell the artists that really put their heart and soul into their music, and they never wanted it to die because of how impeccable their packaging was, and how impeccable the album was, so thick. And just like I said, there's some albums that were so dirt thin that anything could have went through them. And that's the quality of I guess the companies that had the music, or maybe they, back in those days, they just didn't have the money to have. I know, Kev. Why'd you answer it? Why'd you answer it, Kev? Come on. You're going live with me tonight. Someone called him, and did you pick up? Okay, so here I'm going to put that in, but that's the beautiful quality made. The symphony by far in London, by far the most impeccable quality of albums I've ever seen. Okay, we should have just left it go, Kev. Okay, so that was that one. But just like I said, the symphony, I cannot scratch them up. I cannot wait to hear that and read the lyrics as, guess what? I am listening to their music. And I wish I could play that live for all of you. Oh my gosh. Maybe we can get the copyrights and pay like like $5 for the copyrights or something. I think there's somewhere where you can do that, and we can play the play this. So once I see, I'm going to leave a message on YouTube of where I can get the copyrights for this and we can play this. I think that would be cool, right? Look at how impeccable the second album is. It is so heavy. Oh, okay. Trying to put it in voicemail. So everybody, tonight, it's going to be beautiful. Ashmere is going to be different tonight because we're going to pay homage to some of the albums in my Ashmere style, everybody, which it's going to be a lot of emotion into it because each artist deserves the most respect. No matter if you like their music or not, every artist put their heart and soul into their music, right? And after all, the music never dies unless it never dies, everyone. The artist may die, but you realize his music lives on. Elvis died, but you realize people still love him and adore him like he was alive. So it's like, music is like art. It's like, when the artist doesn't show his work, his or her work, that's when the art dies, right? YouTube is a big platform. And so from here on out, I'll be showing pieces of my art and even paying homage to my own art. Because when an artist does not show their art and they leave it just sit there sit there hoping to someday sell it and they never show their art, that's when the art dies. Because the artist is dying inside, right? So when you get on social media and show your art, that is when your art lives, right? And that's when you live, and that's when you regain your strength. So never, ever, ever think that you can never regain your art ability, and because you can. So so that was in there, and that's beautiful, everyone. And that's what it was, just these two, but look how beautiful and impeccable that was. Look at that. The packaging to that is impeccable. I mean, the book is so thick and phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's from London, everybody. And this was the cover of that. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to listen to this music and see what it is. But this is the symphony. Like, this is all symphony. But so oh. Okay, yeah, you did. So everybody, thank you for coming on. And just like I said, I'm chilling right now. Um, but I will be on tonight. I'm just trying to get a good firm charge for tonight. And just like I said, Ashmere tonight, everybody, watch the brush strokes. They're going to be phenomenal. The brushes on the albums um, alone tell this beautiful story, right? Because I like when I can take an album, just say, for instance, like this album, and this isn't even high shined or nothing. You know what? Let me put a little oil on this. I think this one needs some oil. Hold on a second, everybody. We ain't done with this live yet. Who's done with a live? Are you done? I ain't done yet. We're just getting started. No, I'm just teasing. We'll be soon done here in a minute. But so I put some little bit of oil in here. And let me just shine this up really quickly. It looks like it's going to rain again outside. This weather in Pennsylvania is so offbeat. What about in your area, everybody? Is the weather offbeat? I shine this up. Now, this is just a board, a touch board. I call this my touch board for Ashmere because, as you know, like, I love like doing the motions, right? I love touching the board with the brushes and doing the Ashmere twist. I love doing that because when you follow that brush and that vibration, everyone, that's what makes the beautiful rhythmic, is when you can just follow along and just take your brush around there and just guide, right? See that? And you're just going like that. And that's what makes a good Ashmere I'm going to do it up good. We're going to do this. We're just going to do this Ashmere right tonight. And we're going to, have some candles. And I just don't want to tell everybody everything we're going to do with Ashmere, because I want you to actually see what we're going to do. I just want you to see what we're actually going to do tonight. So I don't want you to just go, oh, she's just, no, we're not doing the same thing. No. We are doing awesome Ashmere tonight, everybody. So we're picking it up tonight. We're throwing it into the devil's faces, and we're picking it back up and swinging it back up. So it's going to be a good one. And I love it. So, that's the Ashmere, and I'm going to have different things. But yeah, so I just put a little oil on there. And just like I said, this is an Ashmere one. I have different albums for different things. And just like I said, even the bottom boards, everyone. My bottom boards are for, like, look, when I ease in the Ashmere, this is one of my favorite bottom boards. And you know what the bottom boards are for? Look how this bottom board got. Even signed it. I like it this way. But my bottom boards stay on the bottom. So that way, when I'm rocking the Ashmere, moving it around, let me show you how my Ashmere goes. I'm using all these soothing movements, everyone. These are soothing movements that I use for Ashmere. See? There you go. And that's how I do it. And every movement is to soothe your mind and your body. But also, I am this firm believer in your mind is so powerful. So I'm not only moving the board around, but I'm trying to stimulate your mind also. Everyone, I'm trying to put you in this like euphoric state of mind to where you got to wonder, what is she doing next? What is she going to do? What is she doing with these movements? That is the beauty of my Ashmere, is I like to keep all of you guessing about what the next move is for the Ashmere, right? Because everybody's Ashmere is different. I respect everyone's Ashmere. I love everyone's Ashmere. And that's the beauty of it, because when you can do different things, right? When you can do different things to stimulate people's minds, that's amazing, everyone. Use your talent and God's given you. And it's about to storm very bad around here. I can feel it. It's getting dark and everything, unless it's my eyes closing in on me. But I love you, everybody. Thank you so kindly for coming on. Thank you, Kev, for coming on the little bit of time that we were on live. Thank you, Richard. And I love all of you. And don't forget to join me back later on. And we are going to have such an awesome time. I hope it's not my eyes, but it's getting dim, right? Because my eyes have been, I can't even see that. So I love yous, everybody. And stay tuned, because the best is yet to come for the show and for all of you. So let's just take this out with some beautiful, beautiful drop that negative energy. Where's that at? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot when the people try to get to you. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, right? When they're trying to get the negative energy in. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. There you go, right? And I'm giving you a big hug from my heart. There you go. Thank you so much, my YouTube family. Thank you for all your subscribes, your likes, and your comments. I love you. I greatly appreciate it. And I don't take your subscribes for granted. I don't take your likes for granted. I don't even take all of you for granted. I love you. And we're about to get a big old storm. I'm serious, a big old storm. So I'll see you when I see you. Let's just get this phone charged up so we can do some incredible Ashmere tonight. We're going to roll it out. And we're going to put a little intuitive spin on it, everybody, because my intuition has been running wild in my head. And it wants to just go, what is that about? Tell them this, tell them, right? So we're going to do some intuition and use my beautiful intuitive notion, everyone, to find out what is going on and what is not going on. And I love you, and I'll see you when I see you. Thank you. I'll see you later. See how dark it's getting, everyone? But guess what? Look at this. I didn't try this out yet. On my selfie stick, hold on a second, I have this light. Let's see if this works. I don't know. My light is supposed to work on my side, everybody, and I know it did. See, here it is. Look, here's my light. It's supposed to work to brighten up a situation, and it didn't. I don't know why. I have no idea why. That's weird. As soon as I click that, it's supposed to brighten up the light, brighten it up. So hold on a second. There you go. Tina, you got light. I know, and it's getting dark. And everyone, you're simply the best. And just like I said, I try to do different stuff on this channel. I just wanted to say this really quickly also, is that I try to do different things. I don't like, me personally, I'm such a go-getter that I like to do different things to spice up the show. And I like to move it around a little bit because I think stagnicity is not progress. Do you know what I mean? So when you're staying stagnant, you're not moving forward in progress. And I think a lot of people are so afraid to come up out of the comfort zone that they're afraid of failure. I've come up out of the comfort zone many times, and some things work and some things don't, and you just have to ride the wave. But staying in a comfort zone will kill you, everybody. You got to step out of the comfort zone, do so many different things. And hold on a second, let me show this. Hold on. We've got womp, 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 womp. There you go. Okay, I'm back. But come out of that comfort zone, everybody. You have to, because in order to be really quickly, and I'll get off of here. I don't want to overtalk, but to stay in a comfort zone is not. It's like you're in this box that you're afraid to get out of, right? Because you're afraid of what's going to happen. And I am not like that. I like expanding my horizon. I love trying different things on the show. And there's things that have worked, my intuitive stuff, right? But then I love the Ashmere. So I like to be this all around type of girl. I don't want to just be in this box of just one thing. Because if you don't step outside that box, you'll never know what life has to offer, and you never know what you're going to do next. That's why right now it's Ashmere. But listen, my intuition's still there. I'm going to go back to that and do things, but I like to mix it up a little bit and move it around a little bit, because that's the beauty of life. When we stay in one spot and we're so afraid to think outside that box, that comfort zone, I never want to be in that comfort zone, because that will kill you. Because when you stay in that comfort zone and you're afraid to do something different because you're afraid of failure, that's when you're going to fail, because you're afraid of failure. I'm not afraid of failure. I failed on many different things, but actually it's not called failure. It's called you actually progressing, because when you step outside and you do something that you've never done before, that is absolutely 100% not failure. It's failure if you never tried. Remember that, everyone. It's failure if you never tried it. So on here, I'm not afraid to try various things. Um, I'm not afraid to think outside the box. I'm not afraid to do Ashmere. My style of doing Ashmere, it's not everybody's style of doing Ashmere. I do things different, and that's the beauty of life. So I'll see ya. Want to see ya. Bye.